as a young child, I was always unhappy. I was just, wanting to be loved and accepted, but never really finding that in the world. As a teenager, I started drinking heavily, and then I stumbled into drugs. Pleasure was the best way that I felt I could counteract, my internal pain or longing. A gentleman that employed me actually sat down and started to read his Bible. Then he started asking me questions about Christianity and God. And he asked me, would I mind if they prayed for me? In that moment, something happened in me. I remember just looking down and thinking, I feel all good inside. I thought, no, something happened that day. I've got to do the right thing. And then I tried to get off the drugs, and I realised I couldn't. I was desperately suffering, just all on my own in my apartment, and I looked up to heaven and I said, if you're real, give me the strength to get off these drugs. I woke up the next day and I knew that he'd set me free. I went along to church. One of the first things I did was read the New Testament cover to cover, and I understood about 3% of it, but I just kept on reading it. Although I was born again and I knew God was real, my behaviour, my thinking wasn't necessarily reflecting his love for me. People, especially churches, getting around you, it's essential. I met a gentleman by the name of Clinton. Watching him serve the people he was leading opened my eyes to a whole new aspect of Christianity. And at the start of that time is when I started serving. Initially, I just watched him and I observed him and I asked him questions and I spoke to him about why he did the things he did. And as time went on, he would come alongside me and speak into my life and teach me how to relate to the people and lead people through service and actually focus more on their development than my own. Now I'm serving in the host team in the stalls. I've got an amazing team who love God and are really committed to making people welcome and being the face of Christ in our congregation. I needed that hope. I needed that understanding of no matter what happens, He is with me. I personally look for people who may be struggling. I try to get them connected so they can fellowship and get around other people. We try and communicate through action what God's grace that He has shown us as well.